Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Fallout 3, where, along with my friend Jericho, we're having a fun old adventure across the wasteland. I have popped back to Super Duper Mart, because, ooh, John's key, wasteland and note. What's this all about? Been distracted. We're seconds into the episode and I've been distracted. The old scrapyard, north of the Bethesda ruins. Northwest corner, burned out bus. Okay, we'll do our best to remember that. But yeah, I popped back here to grab the laser pistol that was in there, because I've taken that back to our new friends, the Brotherhood Outcasts. I also popped back to where we found the family, because they had a big freezer full of scrap metal, so I've also taken that back, because the Outcasts are cool, and they've got sick red and black armor, so maybe if we become friends with them, they'll give us some of their armor, and that would be nice. I then came over here because it's a good point to allow us to get to where we wanted to be, which is the tepid sewers for the mole rats. But given us Greyditch isn't a million miles away, let's pop in there first and see what we can do about those. Also, ants might be a good opponent to test out this old gauntlet that we've picked up. They're probably not that dangerous, right? I mean, they might have killed a town full of people. Maybe. But we'll be able to take them, right? It's all looking very quiet. Welcome to Greyditch, the sign says. There's an ant. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Okay. The claw seems fairly effective. However, they do have fire, so maybe it's not the best option after all. Yeah. I love Jericho. He's having the time of his life. And he owes it all to me. No, is there any specific in town? I guess we're going to look for that kid's dad. Or at least their charred carcass. But we may as well just have a general glance around the place, see what's what. Maybe we're best off with the elephant gun. Now, what's Jericho up to? Oh, there's no. I'm not entirely sure it's worth using the iron sights rather than just shooting from the hip. Maybe we'll try both. See what feels right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nice. More victims. More? Oh yeah. Nice. Now, is this somewhere we can enter? It's a recently built shack, and it's locked. We're apparently not allowed in here because the old karma thing pops off again. But if we cared about karma at this point, we wouldn't be evil. Are we evil or are we very evil? Oh, we're very evil at this point. That's probably blowing up Megaton that did that. Dr. Lesko's terminal. Let's see what we can do here. Is it an Ingword? Yes, it's shutting. Activate science robot. Science robot command input. Personal notes. I didn't even see a science robot. Robot out of range. Pod empty. He was making some sort of robot, it seems. Sample location discovered in Marigold's station. Investigate the metro station and remove the source of the fire ants. Oh, maybe he was trying to breed new ants. And instead he just made fire ants and ruined everything for everyone. Very well. Oh. I could have just grabbed that if I'd looked in the correct direction. and figured out what his password was from that.
This could be the 5th time I've forgotten the code to my desktop terminal. I really must learn to be more organized. The password for my terminal is Formicidae. How hard could that be for me to remember? Note to self, destroy this holotape as soon as move to new lab is complete.
An absolute nerd.
2 hits, kid. 2 hits. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're gonna get those hits off, Jericho? Okay, he got them. It took him about 7 or 8 shots, but he got 2 hits. So where's this Marigold station that we're looking for? So it's possible that
Oh, hell yeah.
when companions kill people, we don't get XP for it. Certainly seems that way. It's kind of unfortunate. But he's useful to have around, just because at the very least he tells us where enemies are. Because he spots them quicker than we do. Unless we have to do a certain amount of the damage before we get the kill credited. Because I'm pretty sure I killed that one and didn't get any XP for it either, but I only did the last hit. Yeah, what's going on down there? Didn't enjoy that.
Going down.
Yeah, got no XP for that one, and I did most of the damage, so what the heck? I guess this is just a storeroom of not much. A mine box. We like mines. We also like lockpicking XP. We could afford to carry those around, I think. Did the quest marker actually update with anything when we read those notes? It does appear to have, but at the same time there doesn't seem to be a map marker for down here. Gun's beginning to look a little ropey. Do we have anything that we can repair it with? A sword off, but it's not damaged enough that we can use that sword off yet. Because I'd already combined that with another one in the past because it didn't have enough inventory space. So I don't think that's the right way. If this sign is anything to go by, then we're going this way to Marigold rather than to the Eastbound Falls Church. Maybe we'll pop out on that side though when we're done, see if there's a map marker there for us. Maybe we'll switch to assault rifle for a bit as well, just because it's a decent long range weapon and we've got plenty of ammo for it. Where can I climb up there? There we go. So it's not the strongest weapon in the world. But it might just be because we're missing all our shots because our gun skill is still pretty poor. So whatever the source is, it doesn't seem to be up here. Oops. Yeah, let's go back to Elephant Gun. Let's also cram a whole load of food into our face.
Gonna fuck your shit up.
Oh. Jeez, we're on fire again. Why are we even wasting our time on this? I mean, I guess we like killing. But this feels almost selfless. And why would we want to faff around with something that's selfless? No one's offering to pay us for this.
You kidding me?
I guess we're here now. And much like Jericho, we do love violence.
That hurts.
So Jericho had enough of these ants as well and just gone home. I wouldn't blame him. Well, I would because I paid him. If he's gone home, he owes me 1,000 caps.
Well, you startled me.
Oh, it's the nerd.
You really mustn't creep up on people like that.
I wasn't exactly creeping up on people. But yeah, you just made me crap my pants anyway, for crying out loud.
That's no way to talk to a man of science. I don't have time for this kind of childish nonsense. I have some very delicate experiments that I must attend to.
What do you mean by experiments?
My experiments are of a complex nature and would take a scientist to explain. Oh, wait, I'm a scientist. How marvelous. My foray into reducing the girth of these insectoid creatures is of utmost importance. I intend to generationally reduce their immense stature by way of a pre-birth induced mutagen. Isn't that clever?
So you're trying to make them smaller over time by injecting the eggs.
My word, you understand perfectly. How marvelous.
Are you aware that they now breathe fire?
Well, this is rather embarrassing, so you'll have to forgive me, but it appears that I've made a slight miscalculation in my mutagen samples. Instead of lowering the size of the ants, the brood hatched and developed a new biomechanism. I call their genetic aberration pyrosis, the ability to emit flame from their bodies. I may be able to correct this error, but I can't get near my equipment.
You should have probably done this in a controlled environment first.
Your knowledge of experimental procedure surprises me. Indeed, I have skipped a step and directly modified an entire brood. Perhaps I was too hasty. I was so certain it would work. To correct this mistake, I'll need to get to my terminal to modify the mutagen.
What exactly do you need?
My portable terminal is set up in the hatchery chamber near the Ant Queen. If I can reach it, I can continue to work on improving the mutagen.
Why not just kill the queen and be done with it?
If I were to do that, months of data would be lost. No, the queen must remain completely unharmed. Your objective would be to eliminate what I call her quintet of nest guardians. Filthy little abominations.
And how will that undo the mayhem that you've caused?
I've rigged the equipment at my portable terminal to emit what I call an inhibitor pulse. Once I send this pulse, all of the remaining ants will lose their empathic link with the queen and frenzy, destroying each other in the process. So that's all there is to it. What do you say?
I mean, if you want my help, I need caps.
Why can't man follow the ants' example? They work together as a team, every waking moment dedicated to the colony. They require no wealth or material items. Everything they need is provided for them by their fellow insects. But I digress. If it's payment you need, all I can offer is one of my mutagenic bioenhancers.
My mutagenic bio what now?
I've managed to isolate some of the fire ant genes and distill them into human-safe genetic enhancers. I can inject you with one of these formulas and you'll find yourself with either enhanced strength or enhanced perception. Not only that, but you'll be somewhat more resistant to fire. How marvelous!
Okay, that is worthwhile then. I'm in.
You will? How marvelous! Be careful, my friend. The nest guardians can be quite tenacious.
Okay, so we've got a mission. Extra strength sounds great, so I am willing to help. Can't even let me use this bed. Unbelievable. It would be really nice to get a heal here. I'll steal all of his stuff instead. He won't mind. Oh, I heard gunfire. Jericho might have returned.
Suppose I could add-
I'm thinking we get the reward. We get our extra strength. And then we just deal with this problem once and for all. Hey Jericho. Glad you haven't abandoned me. Completely.
Oh, hell! Is that the best?
There's a guardian. So taking our time. Aiming at the head. That seemed to work. Blah. Yes, that felt good. Where's your next guardian at? Right in our face. I guess I could be trying to shoot its antenna, but
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'd kind of forgotten about that up until now. So what are we looking at? Antenna 50%. We'll give it a try. Maybe I hit the antenna, but I didn't cripple them.
That didn't even hurt.
Yeah, headshots just do the job. Oh. See the next one behind it.
Good to be back.
Kind of worried about hitting Jericho.
That hurts.
But there we go. Is that the Queen? Maybe. Return to Dr. Lesko. Jericho, stop trying to shoot the Ant Queen. That's not part of the job. Jericho's unconscious. Well, that's what you get. Right then, Doc.
Well, I've detected some changes within the Queen's hatchery with my equipment. What's transpired?
The Guardians are down. My work is done.
Oh, how marvelous. Please, tell me what happened. Come now, the faster you tell me, the faster I can provide promised payment for your services.
I've killed all the Nest Guardians.
Then I will proceed to my portable terminal at once and make the necessary changes to the formula. Thanks very much for everything. You've been quite a useful lab assistant.
I'm ready for my mutagenic bio-what's-it thing.
How marvelous. Which injection did you want? Will it be the ant site or ant mite?
I'll go with the might. I want to be strong.
How marvelous. Ant mite it is. Hold still, please.
Wonderful. Strength increased by 1, and we're fire resistant now. Now let's make sure that the Doctor actually does his little thing and destroys all the ants. The quest seems to suggest we can just return to Brian at this point, but I do want to make sure our man here gets his job done.
Drawing board.
Come on then, Dick. Keep walking. He was moving far too slowly, so I've waited for an hour just to allow him time to get down to his terminal. Let's see if he's made it successfully. Have you done it? Looks like it. What are you going to do now?
Well, I will continue my research. There has to be a way to reduce these creatures to their former size. Until then, I will be staying in my shack next to the Wilkes' home should you ever wish to visit me.
Okie doke.
Much to do, so much to do.
So, let's have a look. We've got a big book of science. That's nice. Jericho's doing his thing again. Are we able to use this terminal? We shouldn't be able to, because the good doc is using it right now, but... Countries. 4 out of 9. That's promising. Not many bracket codes around on this first column at least. None at all by the look of it. So what would match 4 with countries? We're probably best off just backing out of the terminal and loading back in. Turn it off and on again. That's how we do it. Different. Recycling matches 6. So it's an ing word, I'm sure of it. Releasing also matches 6. Allowance replenished. Receiving. There we go. Let's send the inhibitor pulse. That'll destroy them all. Maybe we'll also just destroy the mutagen sample. See what he thinks about that. The answer seems to be not a lot. He doesn't seem to mind that we are just engaged in an epic battle here with the Ant Queen. Well, I say epic.
It's good to be back.
Now, if we get real close, we can hit your antenna. Yeah, this seems to be going okay.
Gonna fuck your shit up, kid.
Okay, it's in a frenzy. That's going to set off his robot attacking it as well, perhaps.
Cleared the area.
Bam. Ant Queen down. Years of work ruined. You got anything to add, Doc?
Ooh, I'll make it right. They'll see.
Just standard scientist stuff.
What a distressing development. That's right. Kid cut.
Yeah. It had to be done. He was a madman, clearly. Do you have any comments about this? That was for the best. So we've dealt with the ants. We've destroyed them all with the inhibitor pulse. We've destroyed the mutagen. Hopefully that's the end of that. And hopefully there's a relatively quick way back to the surface.
Oh, hell.
Oh, there's another ant there. What the heck? Even his inhibitor pulse didn't work. It seems like we've not been that way before, so maybe that's a quick way back.
Man, I'm glad to finally be away from Megaton.
Yeah, I bet you're glad to be away from Megaton, Jericho. You do not want to be there right now. Now, what's in this direction? Just a little supply room. Okay. Grady's safe. That's an average lock. No problem for us. Naughty nightwear. Don't think we need that. But we'll take the shotgun shells for sure. We could take a ripper to sell it, but I don't know if we need to worry about that too much. Scrap metal we'll always grab at this point for our friends. Here's a potential way out. Falls Church. So we are indeed in a new spot. The Falls Church Metro. There's violence happening up ahead. Who's committing violence? What is this guy? Oh, is this a super mutant? Blimey. Big ugly looking mother trucker. More Brotherhood. Don't mind me, just helping myself to their weapons. Bit of repairing, and we can fit everything in our inventory. Yeah, what if we come around this way? I feel like they haven't really noticed me. Also, this hunting rifle that we've picked up might be worth a playing. Oh, they've noticed me. Okay. What happened to the Brotherhood guys? Don't tell me they killed all the Brotherhood. We might need the big gun. Oh. No, it looks like they might have just knocked him out temporarily. Oh no, he is down. Cool. Now this one had a flamer. And power armor and power helmet. I might be able to hand those in to my outcast chums. I'm not sure.
Sound the all clear.
But I'm also completely out of inventory space, so it might require like some buff out or something if I want to carry it back to base. But here's level 7. What do we do with our points? Sneak would be nice. Enough points to get that up to 40 and small guns up to 45. And now we're getting a whole bunch of different things that we can get. Toughness. Just generally keeps us alive a bit. We could just keep going Swift Learner. Tackle's new. Sprint into enemies to tackle them. Entomologist would have been useful if we had it before now, but no. What about intense training? It's kind of not going to be worthwhile if we get almost perfect later on. But that's a long way off. We could always go for bloody mess just because it's funny. And the extra damage is nice. So, we have got so much overweightness going on. We are so overweight right now. Strength +2. So, a bit of buff out helps, but it doesn't get us all the way to where we need to be. Bit of whiskey on top helps, but again, we're not there. Do we have anything else that can increase our strength even further? We can read our big book of science. That gets our weight down slightly, but we might have to drop things on the ground. Oh, we've got that silenced 10mm pistol. That could potentially be useful down the line. And it's also changed our weight slightly, so that's good. Is there anything else that we can repair? We could drop one of our assault rifles. There we go. So before we do anything else, it might be a good idea to go down and see our friends at Fort Independence. And with all of our strength buffs wearing off, we can slowly drag our way back to our pal over here. I guess he won't take Brotherhood of Steel power armor. That's a shame. I'm just going to leave that on the floor there. Is that alright? If you want it, just grab it. I don't need payment. And with that out of the way, we may as well pop to 10 penny and have a nap. Got any more beverage for me? Nope. Still need a bit more time. Okay. But it is nice to know I've got an inexhaustible supply of water if I require it. We'll just have a short rest, because it's already daytime, and hopefully we can fast travel from our balcony. So back we go to Grayditch. Now the Wilkes house, the scientist guy said, was next to his shack, so I guess we're just going to find bodies in here. Yeah, what a surprise. Yeah, that seems to be about it in here. Anything across the street? Brandeis' house. Did we run into Brandeis at some point? I think we might have done. Seems kind of odd that these people lived up here for a couple of 100 years and they just haven't done anything to tidy up their houses.
Now I know what a TV dinner feels like.
Hello, child.
It was so weird. All of a sudden, the ants went nuts and started fighting each other. It was like they were totally crazy. It was really scary, but kind of cool at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was me.
I wish I had something to give you for all the work you did. But I never really had much to start with. I guess now you'll be on your way, and I'll have to try living here by myself. I hope you'll come back and visit someday.
I probably won't. But yeah, you stay here, you build up the place, it'll be fine.
I don't know. I kind of don't like it in here. Gonna be really lonely. I guess this is goodbye then. Come back and visit me.
No, I don't think I will. But there we go. Quest complete. That was the distraction side quest that was supposed to be a quick one before we moved on to the real meat of today's episode, but it's turned out that's taken up most of the episode for us instead. Now we need our mole rat whacking stick. And we're headed to the tepid sewers, which I don't think are far away. Just over the river. So I guess we'll go and have a look at that. Maybe we need a proper gun until we get there. It's probably the smart move. Although given all the rubble, it's probably easier to start from out here. At the old Super Duper Mart. Hopefully we won't run into any more of those big weird yellow buggers. Didn't seem that hard to take down, but still. Tougher than rad roaches. So what's the play? There's someone over there. Is there a bridge? Or do we have to swim for it?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. Jericho's determined that those people are in fact the enemy. I guess we'll swim across here. Shouldn't be in the water for too long. There we go. And we've discovered Farragut West. Now, how is Jericho going to get to me? He's probably going to get confused. Oh, I've got more of these guys. Very well. Looks like our friend here is too busy with Jericho to notice me sneaking up. Oh, I was going to execute him. But now I can't, because he's dead. Also, there's super mutants over there. They've just appeared behind where we were. And one of them appears to have a goddamn minigun. So let's not stick around. It's a bloody gang war now. Well, this is fun. Are they dead? Did you get them? It'd be nice if some of you had died and dropped your laser weapon so I could have taken them back to my chums. But oh well. Let's just find these sewers we're looking for. They should be down here somewhere. Oh, who's that?
Get back, you monkeys. I got...
Oh yeah, there are raiders still down here. Okay. Hello. Yep. Didn't work out so well for you, did it? I wonder if I could have given... Yeah, maybe let's check. Let's go back to Fort Independence. Can I give, if it's still on the ground, my power armor to Jericho? Let's trade equipment.
Sure. Give me whatever you got.
Yeah. Here's some power armor. Do with it what you will.
Yeah, let's get to the action.
Cool. So that's worked. Jericho is now a bit more durable. I'm sure the Brotherhood of Steel won't mind seeing him tromping around in their armor. Do you know how to use that thing, Jericho? Yeah, it looks like you do. You're jogging along just fine. Left foot, right foot. How hard can it be?
Are you fucking kidding?
What the hell is this thing? What are you? You're the worst thing I've ever seen. Get out of here. Oh, that was just awful. Oh, and here comes another one. Okay. At least they don't look that threatening. They're just blobbing along. What a mess this place is. Still more interesting than the vault, though. You know what you found now. I'm not even sure what he's aiming at here. Oh, it's a Mirelurk. Okay. Yeah, you deal with that. I'll just keep walking to our next destination. And it might be here. There's certainly a door. Yep, the tepid sewers. Now, what you got for me? Mole rats? There you are. Blam, their heads are popped clean off. Any more in here? I can hear some. I'm not sure if that one actually felt the effects of the repellent or if I just smashed it with a stick. I don't know who's down there either. So maybe we turn off these turrets just in case. We don't need turrets whilst we're trying to bash mole rats around. Someone else has definitely beaten us to a bunch of the mole rats, and that's sad.
2 hits, kid. 2 hits.
Maybe there's raiders down here. I mean, there's definitely a dead raider there, but maybe there's living ones too? Cool, we've completed it. Now we could turn back on the turret if we felt like it. We don't want it to shoot us though. Where's this taking us? A metro station again. Oh. And there's a lot of frag mines there, so I'm just going to sort of stand over here while Jericho deals with them. No, I'll pop out and finish the job. Okay. Combat shotgun? Say less. And a whole bunch more frag mines. We've got too many frag mines. We're crawling with the buggers. We seem to spend like half our life in metro stations now and train tunnels. I guess this is the life of a wasteland adventurer. It's a bit less glamorous than I expected. Who's this bugger? Raider? Yeah. You didn't need that head anyway. Jericho, do you want to take care of that? We'll just disengage the lock and see what's going on in here. Nice. More supplies. A power fist, you say? That puts us over our weight limit, but it does sound like it could be useful. So what are we looking at? Deathclaw Gauntlet does 18, but it's quite... well, yeah, I think the Power Fist will do more when it's repaired. So, yes. Definitely worth holding on to. Still can't repair our elephant gun. Got quite a lot of weapons at this point. Guess we could eat some food to get our weight capacity down. Now let's find our way out of this bloody place. Okay, we've definitely come out via a different route to before, because we're now in a metro station. And we're in Georgetown. So where are we then? Not far away from the Tepid Sewers. Not far from GNR at this point. And there's enemies nearby, it seems. So... should probably go and deal with them. I don't see them, but that's not a surprise. Haven't got the best vision in the world. Look, I just want to go back to Megaton Ruins and leave this repellent stick on Moira's corpse. Now, what are you? You're one of those mutants. That's not working out well. Oh, is there another one? And another. Okay. Yeah, you just keep firing at them, Jericho. I guess we could try assault rifle as well, but it is pretty damaged. Maybe now we can travel? Yes. Suppose we should see what's going on around here.
Oh, I can't wait to hear how the repellent's working.
Wait, what? I've tested it extensively, Moira.
Oh, excellent. Substantial field testing, precise reports, and such dedication. What more could I ask for in a research assistant? So, how did my chemical repellent work? Safe and clean like a charm, I'll bet.
It does seem as though they had a fatal allergy to it, to the point where their heads exploded and covered me in gore.
Those poor little mole ratties. Oh, I wonder if I could make a hypoallergenic version. Oh, but that'd hardly be effective. I should mention that. Proper handling of mole rats could be important if they could be domesticated. Milked, maybe? Oh, anyway, keep the repellent. Oh, but for your trouble, here, have the leftover chems from working on the repellent. I'm sure you can find some use for them.
Thanks, Moira. I could do some more research for you, I suppose. How are you feeling, by the way? You been alright?
There's a lot we don't know about Mirelurks and how intelligent and dangerous they are. That definitely deserves research. I hesitate to ask, but I'll need to examine the effects of serious physical trauma. I wouldn't ask if I couldn't fix you up afterwards, of course. And that should be it for the second chapter. Which do you want to check out?
Now, what do you mean about handling injury exactly?
Well, I never get to study anyone who's severely injured. Not without them crying to be fixed right away or trying to bleed out and all that. But obviously, you can handle a lot of abuse. So if I'm ever going to find a good example of human anatomy and injury resistance, it'd be you. Next time you get badly injured, return here so I can examine you before I heal you up. I mean, you're going to get yourself hurt anyway, right?
Probably. Yeah, I guess I can come here when I get hurt.
Wow, what a great research assistant you are. I mean, really, that's dedication. Demonstrating how to withstand pain by getting injured? Wow. When you're ready, come back here with some serious injuries. Maybe a crippled limb or two. And I'll take notes and fix you up. I'll be waiting here with plenty of bandages for you. So don't worry. Just go get horribly injured. Oh, and be careful.
Receive a crippling injury. We can do that. Now, can you tell me what's going on around town?
It used to be that you could ask Manya just about anything. Now that she's gone, I don't know what to tell you.
Interesting.
Remember, I'll buy whatever you're selling.
So, Moira doesn't seem to be aware of much at this point. We are seriously injured, but we're not crippled. Maybe we can do something about that. Can we trigger our own frag mines? No. But if we could go back to Minefield, I might have left a few intact. But right now, I do need some more inventory space. So if Moira can't help, and it looks like she can't, maybe I will have a swig of some booze, and then maybe I'll travel back to Tenpenny, and I'm going to slowly shuffle over to see if I can find our friend who will trade with us. Do a bit of general everyday trading. And then next time, maybe we go speak to Moira again at Megaton. Maybe I'll be able to find myself a nice minefield or similar. Yeah, we're going to trade up. We're going to do whatever might be good in between episodes. And then next time, we'll just keep on with this guide, I think, and keep trying to help our friends and the outcasts. But until then, thanks for watching, friends.